Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War, Campaign 16, Week 2, Day 5. So today, of course, we just got a new faction. Well, new faction Deep Delve, not new faction. I wish, so of course we're going to get those with New Kingdoms. But yeah, we got the new layout, same as the old layout, except it has better multiplier. You go to the room right before the boss room, then curve around the other side. Exactly what you do with the other one, except you get more multiplier for this one earlier on, so you get a little bit more loot as you go throughout the battles. I mean, you'll get a little bit more loot from the treasure room, so ultimately your multiplier by the end should be about the same. Just the loot along the way that's this ever so slightly better. But if we go check the normal variant of it, very similar. You go to this room right over here and then wrap around the side. So same premise, just a bit of a different shape. So same strategy as it's always been pretty much. Aside from that, yeah, that's pretty much the main thing we got going on this weekend. That does bring the kingdom to 24 star. Of course, we covered a video earlier going over everything with it, including all of the teams, which we shall be using, though mostly probably this one. Actually, I'll probably be using Quick Kill Rowain, actually. So I'm going to grab this one. Probably the main one we'll run. And you know what? Let's go straight into it, actually. I was going to say some Tower of Doom, but we actually finished Tower of Doom, unless our guild's going for a certain rank. As long as we maintain top 50 here, it looks like we're fine, so we don't need to do anything there. We're already done with Tower of Doom, basically. So, yeah, I'll need, like, Underspire then for weeklies. Anyways, let's go do this thing. So, we'll start right over here. Plop in Rowain build. And, let's start one-shotting things. As Rowain tends to do. Anyways, hello, everyone! Hello, Bill! Hello, Mr. Z! Hello, Easy Breezy! Hello, Kikoliar! Hello, Yatsamov! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. Oh, throw that down. Hello, Isabel. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Imperial. Welcome, welcome. Let's make sure not to go the wrong way. Because the other one shaped pretty much inversely. So we got to make sure to go right. Oh, actually, then again, I guess you would technically go right first on both of them. It's just it's bottom right here and top right on other variant. Because in both you go like right before the boss room. And then loop around. You had that new troop that can devour with the mana. It drains Devour you 3 times in a row and 4 times in total when you used it. You didn't Devour once. Yeah, its Devour rate, I have heard people mention that its Devour rate is a bit weird. I'm not sure if it's just pure RNG or what. But yeah, when I used it earlier, I devoured 2 times in a row. Which of course isn't much data. But I have heard people mention that its Devour rate is like way above what it should be. I haven't tested enough to really see though. But there's definitely something seemingly off with its Devour rate. As far as how it's being calculated. People were getting some really weird data that is not coming out to 30%. But I'm not sure because I haven't really messed with them much. There's not really much of a need to. The only reason we even used them at all was because we actually got them from a random summon when we were doing the Monday Trials event. If it wasn't for that, we'd pretty much have no reason to ever touch it. On the way we even got to use it at all. What is my favorite movie? I'm not sure. I'd probably have to say the How to Train Your Dragon series. Particularly the first and second one. The third one wasn't awful. But I do believe it wasn't as good. But, yeah, particularly the first one. Definitely was pretty good. And definitely DreamWorks peak. I would say even above that of Shrek and everything. So thank you, Sani, for leaving a like. Greatly appreciated. Yeah, we'll hand out a code as we get through factions a little bit. Another one a little bit later as well. Let's see what we can get from these. Should be pretty easy with Quick Kill Rowain. Actually, before I forget, let me switch over to Pure Armor. And you can technically run this the whole way if you run it with Urskia's Shield. I am going to drop it around 100 though, which is about when they stop one-shotting, which is why we always mention them as level 20 to 100 teams. Where they stop one-shotting really depends. Obviously, it's not always exactly 100. Also depends on your stats, of course. But I believe we can get as deep as about 80, I want to say. While still one-shotting with Rowain, and then you start needing, like, the Black Manacle backup. And here's the other layout. So, same premise. We just go right over to here, one before the boss room, and then go around the curve. So, it's kind of interesting, as the layout's essentially the same for both. It's just the Deep Delve has a ever so slightly better multiplier. As far as where they're positioned. The only problem with that is if you're doing Rush Method, it is actually harder to do Rush Method on the Deep Delve variant. The reason for this is they ended up making it so, of course, they're higher rarity. So you're going to have to take out a tier 5 and have an annoying tier 5 effect. But beyond that, it's overall just better. So it does make rushing slightly harder, but ever so barely. There's plenty of infinite loops we can run too. One team I didn't end up showing, but mostly because we showed, I believe, at the beginning of the week. But infinite loop Todd, you can just run that. Any pure green team can run it, and we have access to green, of course. So we do have that route if we want to. We technically even have infinite loop of the red guy, the red dragon. But I didn't opt for going down that route. I don't think we'll need that much damage. Not to mention, if we even want something like that, we can kind of just go double truffle and get a very similar effect, just going quicker. Because the dragon team takes a little while to get going. But once it does a lot of damage, that's for sure. Good old Valraven, we'll be needing those. And I think we're allowed to miss one and still have enough fights. But I do want to make sure we go for them. As of course, in order to get all rewards, you have to complete up to 230. And if you run out of sigils today, it doesn't really matter. You get more on Saturday and Sunday. I believe it's 3 battles per day? 3 sigils. That'll be 6 sigils total, which is almost closer to 8 because of Valraven. You know, you'll get a Valraven in there. I said, hello, Chad! Welcome, welcome. Still got something in my throat. I just ate before I started the stream. Actually, I still have the bowl next to me from when I ate. Didn't even bother bringing it back. That's why we're a couple minutes late as well. Just chugging down food. Alright, let me throw that down. Also, there was a cockroach on my ceiling, which really caught me off guard when I was prepping the food. Not really a cockroach, it's a palmetto bug, which basically is just a cockroach. It's not a cockroach, but it's a cockroach. Like, if you look at it, it's like, oh, that's a cockroach. It's not actually a cockroach, though. But it really caught me off guard because they're pretty much never on the ceiling. Like, normally they're just scuttering around on the floor if they're even around. But the reason why I was inside is we actually had a thunderstorm about an hour or two before the stream. So because of the thunderstorm, it must have gotten him inside. Because normally they're not really around the house. But yeah, thunderstorm got him in, unfortunately. Hello, Logic Slayer! Welcome, welcome. But it's the first time I've ever seen one of them on the ceiling. They're pretty big, too. Like, we're talking, I don't know, what's a good size comparison? Apple's slightly too big, but it's almost apple-sized. Like, it was pretty bulky. Like, definitely bigger than your thumb. But anyways, that's the bug update. Hopefully it won't get worse. It is almost winter time. The worse the weather is outside, the more they want to come in. Is the Wild Court weapon any good? I forget what it is, so it's probably relevant. Generally, if we forget that the weapon exists, it probably is worth forgetting. Deals true damage to an enemy. If the enemy has Hunter's Mark, deal triple damage, then Hunter's Mark them. That is interesting. It has Hunter's Mark all enemies. The biggest issue is why use this when you have Rope Dart? I can see this being very situationally okay, because you can kind of one-shot true damage. But between Trickster Shot and Rope Dart, there's just very few instances you would ever bring this out. And Imprimis isn't that bad, though. It has Green Storm. It has Hunter's Mark all enemies on cast. It does triple damage to whatever it targets, which is generally going to be enough to one-shot. But compared to Rope Dart, that doesn't lose its turn and everything, you're probably going to get way more value from using Rope Dart. As this one lower mana cost, it's pretty similar damage as far as what you effectively get from it. You get a lot more value from it, you get extra turn, you get some mana accumulation. So yeah, the weapon's not really ever used. It's not a bad weapon, but there's almost no time when you would bring it out instead of a different option if you had, you know, more options. But if you didn't have that many true damage options, it could potentially be your true damage weapon. Another thing that kind of makes it worse too is that one monkey true damage mythic weapon we got recently. While that is less single target damage, the overall amount of damage is pretty comparable to what that triple damage weapon is doing, because you're hitting 4 troops. So in a sense, it's almost quadruple damage in a sense. So the overall damage that you're getting from that mythic weapon is higher than the damage that you're getting from that weapon, even under a perfect situation. It's just its single target damage happens to be higher. So for the most part, yeah, I would say it's pretty much useless, that weapon. Very situational. But in premise, it isn't bad. It's just it's outclassed by other things that exist. Yeah, the monkey weapon's pretty good. I haven't been using it too much lately since the first week it came out. But it probably should be. It's really strong. Hello, yeah. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Maximus. Hello, Chad. Who was this? Hello, it's time. Welcome, welcome. Alright, we don't have anything there. We'll grab our Wayne. Luckily, nothing really threatening in this kingdom. There's a lot of, oh, what would you call it? There's a lot of Hunter's Mark mechanic. But they don't really do anything. Like, the mechanic is everywhere, but they're effectively not doing anything, so it doesn't really matter that they're pretty much everywhere. So, yeah, not much to deal with. The most annoying one is probably the guy that does Barrier, that one brown-green one that can auto-solo the entire place. He's probably the most annoying, just because if he does get off, you know, you have to deal with Barrier and everything. But beyond that, not much. Any idea when we're getting 7.2? Next Tuesday, almost guaranteed. Hasn't been confirmed, but it's basically confirmed. We already knew it was going to be before the Halloween event, and the Halloween event got delayed by 1 week. Which means there's a near 100% chance next Tuesday's the patch. Of course, we got a preview for it. We did it on 2 nights ago. What was that? Wednesday night stream? The third day of the week? Or the one with 3 in it? I just realized I haven't updated the thumbnail for this one, did I? But 2 days ago, that one. I think I put it in the title as well. We actually watched the trailer for it as well, because they actually made a trailer again. I hope they start doing that. Because those were always nice when they used to do them back in the day. But, yeah, I went over all the things that are in next patch. They did not give a date, but it is pretty much confirmed next Tuesday. We already know this, too, from when they normally cover videos. It is almost always the week or 2 weeks after. And given that they need it before the Halloween event, it is essentially guaranteed to be next week's Tuesday. Hello, Genki! Welcome, welcome. How's the Moonstone Island grind been going? I'm going to be continuing this weekend. We're definitely streaming it tomorrow and maybe on Sunday? But definitely tomorrow. I might do both days. But, I need to catch up. I need to catch up. We're going to go and destroy every tree in existence, probably. And shiny hunts. And, hopefully finish out the game. As far as some more completionist stuff. Still quite a few things we need to get done. Even though we've already finished everything. Depends what you consider to be everything. We're good in there. I did play a little bit off stream for once as well. It was mostly just to grindier stuff, though. What do we need here? Get our Wayne down. Just need a couple of abundance potions. Oh, yeah, I have like 50 made or something. Deep Delves aren't really necessary or worthy, are they? No, Deep Delves are very, very lackluster. I think the biggest issue and missed opportunity with Deep Delves is they did not update the final chest in Deep Delves. If Deep Delves had a custom final chest, as in loot that wasn't the standard loot that you get from every other delve, it would have the potential to be really, really, really good. And people would actually run it as a daily, because you can actually run one every single day with the 3 that you get. Or technically 3 of them if you spend 50 gems. However, they made the loot very lackluster. The only extra loot you really get is an extra gnome. Like a guaranteed gnome fight. But beyond that, you don't get anything. So the value of it's pretty underwhelming, for the most part. But it might get updated in the future. We already saw that pretty much immediately we're getting an update to Underspire, which is kind of cool. Underspire is actually getting buffed next patch. One of the things coming in 7.2 in the video that they mentioned. Basically, dead ends and Underspire will now be more rewarding. So you don't have to worry about dead ends as much. As every single section, or I think it's every single section, ends up getting a dead end that actually gives you a bunch of loot with a small chance at a legend. Which I guess very early on watching incentivized us to try to find dead ends. But you can also just ignore it and you just get extra rewards over time while doing normal Underspire. Because I'm not in a rush probably to get the new troops. Because as long as we have 1 copy of each, we can max them. Because they're going to be legends, so all we need is a blue orb on them and then the traits. So it should be really easy to do. So as long as you can get every single copy within like a few weeks, like that's not going to take that long at all without even going out of our way. Yeah, every single keystone section. So yeah, 6 of them. I'm not sure what the legend chance will be. I was initially saying it will probably be about 10%, but I don't know, given that you theoretically only need 1 copy of each, it might be like 1% or something, I'm not sure. Could be very low. Probably not that low, though. Because what, you can find 6 of them per week, which is about 24-ish per month. So yeah, they're probably still 1 in 10. I think I was right when the first time when I said 1 in 10. We don't actually know what their odds are going to be, though. Well, 1 in 10 sounds about right based on the frequency at which you get the fights. Not to mention, you're probably not going to find all 6 of them in a given week unless you really go out of your way for it. Like, you might find like 3 naturally without going out of your way. Assuming you normally go all the way to the end, of course. And at about 3 per week, if it was 10% chance, that'd be about 1 a month. Which, now that I say that, that's actually going to take a little while, isn't it? If we find 3 a week at 10% chance, it'll be 1 of those legends per month for 6 months. Plus, you could get repeats, of course. So, in theory, it could take, like, almost a year to actually get them all. Just the 1 copy you need to max them all out. But if you're already doing Underspire, you don't have to go out of your way at all. You could if you want to try to find them quicker. But there wouldn't be a necessity to. The only problem with them I would see is, I'm pretty sure they're not going to be meta, though we don't really know that yet. But the 6 troops are probably all going to be associated to a kingdom, of course. So that is 6 kingdom stars that we will lack from not having them. But beyond that, there's no real rush in getting them. But you do get extra tribute reward, tribute chance from having them early. Alright, 2 more sections. As soon as we make it to the next section, we'll go hand out a code. Because we're pretty much already at the final. Grab our explosion. Also, I hear the rain starting up again. If we randomly cut off tonight, it's the thunderstorm. Well, right, it's not thundering anymore, but it is raining pretty heavily now. We didn't lose electricity earlier, so it should be fine. You never know. I did lose electricity the other week, though. It wasn't even, like, a bad weather. It just, like, randomly went out for some reason. Oh, are they already on Terran's World? Ooh, should we go peek? Should we go peek to see what they do? You know what? We'll go peek and hand out the code at the same time. How about that? We'll go see what they do. That's interesting. I wasn't expecting that because normally it needs the update before those things are in there. Interesting if they're already on Terran's World. Because normally there'd need to be a little patch happening to the game already for it to be there. Unless it was already in the game in 7.1. It just wasn't implemented until 7.2. Oh, don't revive. The new weapon in Soulforge? Not craftable yet? Or, did you miss the event for it? Wait, what new weapon? Which ones? Which one? There's no new weapon here. Which one are you referring to? The monkey one? That one was from the previous campaign. I'm assuming Sword of Ice. In which case it is never cycled. This is one of the 3 new player weapons you get to pick from. And it is never actually cycled back yet. It will on the next Glacial Peaks event, which I think is actually next week, right? In a week or 2? It's a couple weeks. Because I remember seeing something from Glacial Peaks that's really broken. They'll be getting Hourglass Mechanic for within the next month. I think sometime next month. But, oh, the Ruby? Oh, yeah, that was from the previous campaign. It's currently impossible to have from free-to-play, as it's a money-locked weapon that was obtained from doing, getting the 3 weapons from the previous season. But yeah, it's currently money locked if you're free to play or didn't buy the previous campaign. It will be available over the course of the next year. We don't currently know by what date all 3 pieces will be available, but make sure to get the 3 pieces required to craft it whenever they're in SoulForge. Make sure to mention it on the Monday videos when they do roll around. But the 3 weeks you're looking for are, whatever 3 these are. You're looking for a Dragon's Claw week, a Broken Spire week, and a Blighted Lands week. All 3 of those you can pick up the weapon, and then after you pick up the 3 weapons, you can go make the Ruby thing. And then you're good to go. But yeah, it is currently impossible to have free to play. But will be available over the next year. Once those 3 kingdoms rotate back around. Anyways, let's go see this thing on Terran's World real quick. Someone was mentioning that they're on Terran's World, so you know what? I kind of want to go check this. Let's see. Or should I go open new tab? This is the trailer thing. Let me get rid of that. Alright, so are we actually able to see this 6 new Guardian thing? I'm not sure what I'm looking for here. Let me click refresh. I'm not even sure what I'm looking for. Are we sure they're here? I see a lack of whatever I'm trying to find right now. I don't see them here. I do not see them. Just type in the search bar Sentinel. For what, the troop name? Oh, there it is. Demonic Sentinel. Oh, yeah. Draconic. Oh, we get to see what kingdom's for. Blighted Lands, 1 step closer to max. Dragon's Claw, I think that might almost bring into max. Forest of Thorns, Stormheim, Drifting Sands. Golvania already super above 30 star. Interesting. Weird choices as far as kingdoms. You would assume they would do some of the ones that have like 0 troops in them. But these are all kingdoms that are pretty close, if not already at max. Like Golvania is already at max. Let's see. Explode a column, gain magic +1 life. If enemy is cursed, create a bunch of reds. That's not awful. Stun and curse. Stun. Curse and stun an enemy. Or, wait. Stun. When enemies deal skull damage to me. Interesting. Deal double damage to curse. 50% score reduction. They're not horrible. They could be used in, like, curse assisting builds. Because you have to keep in mind, if you column all the way to the right or all the way to the left and create 8 gems, the chance that those 8 gems will actually turn is actually relatively high. They're definitely going to be very situational, though, especially at a 15 mana cost. It's actually a little high for what they do. But, and it's not really doing any follow-up or fly, it's just life. Yeah, they're probably not going to get used. They're just for completionist sake. So yeah, there's not that much incentive to get them then. And a lot of these kingdoms are already upgraded, too. Some of these not. Like, Blade of Land ones would actually be really, really sought after. Because how close Blade of Lands is getting to being maxed. But the one for Golvania, that one's pointless. It's already 30 starable, plus you wouldn't even want to do that. Because all the other purple kingdoms would be higher priority. Anyways, let's go ahead and add a redeem code. But yeah, those Guardians, unfortunately, not going to be good, but also fortunately, because you don't have to worry about getting them. You still need them for kingdom bonuses, but as far as their actual usability, they are basically pointless. There are builds that can use it, but only really curse builds. And very rarely are you going to be running a curse build. The curse builds are good, but you need like a good curse. Like the enemy team needs to be worthwhile to actually curse stun in order to bother doing that. Alright, there you guys go. The first redeem code. We'll have another one in a little bit. Which means only really PvP fights like Guild Wars and stuff like that. Like against a normal fight like this, you would never actually need to like curse stun or even curse or anything. It's just not needed relative to how weak they already are. You only really need it to take out like really good team setups, just to make sure they don't have their functioning trait that they need. But against the average, you know, normal team, you're not really going to need curse stun or anything similar. I don't know, they're not horrible, but they're not so good that you would be disappointed in not having them. But they're not so bad that if you do get them, you know, you can still build around them. They're a nice middle ground, which honestly is where they should be. Like, it's going to be pretty luck-based to get them. Like, I'm assuming it's going to take, like, almost half a year. Especially if you're not really doing that much Underspire. But yeah, my guess is about half a year to get them all. It really depends how frequent their drop rate is. But if it's around a 1 in 10, it's going to be half a year to get all 6. And that's assuming you don't keep getting repeats over and over again. That does leave some leeway for some repeats, though. Hello, Bee's Knees. You saw an interesting troop coming in Glacial Peaks. Oh, yeah, it's going to be broken. We were actually talking about it on stream the other day. I think Wednesday? I think it was on the day that we were going over the patch. But yeah, it's going to be the new meta. It's actually that strong. Like, there will be entire meta teams formed around the new Hourglass. It's basically what Queen Mab was at her peak, except with different mechanics. Instead of being freeze mana burn, it's freeze Hourglass. But everything that made Queen Mab really broken at her peak is the exact same thing that's going to make that thing broken in current day. But I'm really curious to see what happens with it. It's available sometime next month. I forget the exact date, though. We're already on this page. Might as well check. Let's see. It's coming on the November 13th is when this thing comes in. But it creates 5 Hourglass gems and 5 freeze gems, and gains auto extra turn. This combined with the Hourglass gem is so absurdly broken that I'm surprised they actually added this mechanic. I was kind of joking at the beginning of the season, like, oh, we're eventually going to get like a low mana cost yellow troop that creates Hourglass gems. Well, there's a low, there's a low mana cost yellow Hourglass gem creating troop with auto extra turn. So, yep, we got everything. Plus some freeze gems on top of it if it didn't already have enough extra turns. You can even deny the enemies extra turns on top of that. It's going to be kind of insane. Really curious to see what happens with it, team building wise. Yeah, you can't even stun it either. You can't even like curse stun freeze it because it's on ability. Well, I guess you could silence it, but yeah, you can silence it. You'd have to silence her pretty quick though. Yeah, silence would be the main counter to her. But there's not that many silence builds these days. Like, other than Infinite Loop Goblin team, there's not too many teams that even have silence in the current meta. Like, there are a decent handful of silence options these days, but the only real used one is String Fiddler on a 4x Infinite Loop Goblin team. That and Essence of Evil, of course. But that's just because it applies every stats effect. It's not like a dedicated silencer, it just happens to apply everything. But it'll be interesting to see how it pans out. It's definitely going to instantly become one of the top 10 troops in the entire game. Like, even on the Monday it comes out, I might have to have an entire video just going over teams. And then later in the week have a whole nother video going over teams because I'm pretty sure the meta will shift that quick. There'll be like 1,000 new, really broken teams. It's going to be kind of crazy. It's definitely the strongest troop we've gotten in years. Honestly, I almost want to say it's the strongest troop we've gotten since Ironhawk. When we got like the quick kill Ironhawk team, it's actually that good. Obviously for a completely different thing. Not for farming, but for actual battles. But I would probably say it's the strongest thing we've gotten since Ironhawk. As far as its overall value. And it's not even a mythic. It's like a epic rarity or something. Like it's really low rarity. It's like the capabilities of like a mythic while being an epic rarity. And I believe it's a glory troop for the week too. Well, the weirdest part is, it doesn't even get shiny. Well, I guess they didn't want to make it even more broken. But there's 2 troops coming out that week, and it's not the one that's becoming shiny. It's the other one that we're getting that week. So unfortunately, we will not be able to shiny that troop. Otherwise, that would definitely be a troop you'd want to shiny. But no, it's not going to be shinyable. Which to a degree is kind of a good thing. Doesn't need even more power. Which means you'll be able to get it for free for glory. Or, you know, basically for free. It's going to cost 400 glory for a copy. Which is basically free. You'll be able to get one of the best troops in the entire game for free November 13th to the 20th. And in the future, you'll be able to get it pretty easily from keys too. A little bit harder, but still pretty common. But yeah, we'll definitely mess with it a lot when it first comes out. My only concern with it is I'm not sure how quick it's going to be. But it shouldn't be that slow. It's creating effectively 10 gems. And while those gems can override each other, that's still 10 gems. It's a decent amount of mana accumulation for 13 mana cost, while having auto extra turn. Because auto extra turn is what makes it. If that thing didn't have auto extra turn, it would be night and day. Like, it'd be basically useless with everything it has if it didn't have auto extra turn. But because it does, it's going to be kind of scary. It's because the potential that you have with auto extra turning into hourglass gems. It's one of the only troops we're ever going to get that's going to have that mechanic too. At least initially. I think it's one of only one? Actually, now that I think about it, out of every single hourglass troop that we're getting, it might actually be the only one that has auto extra turn into hourglass. Which is as broken as it sounds, because it's already a mechanic that allows you to extra turn. So if you extra turn automatically into extra turning 5 more times, it's a lot of potential. Especially if you have a way to mana accumulate while targeting 1 hourglass at a time. And even if you don't, it doesn't really matter. Like, all you have to do is just Thrall into that. And just go Thrall that, and just keep going back and forth for something similar. You could even do it with Bork, because Bork uses yellow. So not only can you do that on a Guild War day, but Bork also uses the yellow you need to get it rolling. So you can Bork, then use her, Bork her, then keep going back and forth. Saving for the next Journey Troop. Yeah, the next Journey Troop has Infinite Loop green instead of yellow for some reason. I have no clue why. But yeah, it's for Centaurs. Unfortunately, Centaurs is by far the weakest category we've had so far. And if it is intended to be green and it isn't a glitch and is meant to be yellow, if it is green, Tod's just going to be a better version of it. So unfortunately, this next Journey Troop that we're getting is actually really bad, assuming they leave it as green. Because it's just weaker Tod. Because Centaurs as a typing is way weaker than what War Gears are as a typing. So there'd be no reason to use it over the War Gear version, since they both do the same color anyways. Very, very rarely under certain color restriction, maybe you would go the other route. But otherwise, there really isn't much of a need to use it. It'll actually be the weakest of the Infinite Loop journeys we've gotten so far. Even weaker than the Night one. Because at least the Night one's unique in what it can do. But yeah, we do have some pretty interesting troops coming up in the near future. But I'm definitely most looking forward to the Hourglass gem mechanic one. And it'll probably realistically be one of the only few troops that use Hourglasses particularly well. There are a few others, like the Mythic we're getting at the end of the season and stuff like that, but the way she's just going to be using it is just going to be absolutely crazy. How much value it has. Speaking of shiny, are we still saving the keys? Oh yeah, I'm still saving keys. I'm not even dumping them on the next Journey Troop. I'm saving them for, I'm not sure what, but not the next Journey Troop. Because currently, if the next Journey Troop is coming out the way that it's data mined currently, I'm not getting it maxed. Not worth it. I think I'm sitting on 72 shiny keys. Soon to be more because I think we get some from Tower of Doom that I haven't claimed yet. Yeah, 72 plus I don't think I've claimed the Tower of Doom ones yet. Oh, never mind, I have. Alright, so 72 counting the Tower of Doom ones. Which is enough to easily get, unless we got absurdly unlucky. This is enough to easily get any one gimmick troop, or whatever the current weak thing is, to max. Or to level 2, I mean. Which is basically max. There's no point in getting them to level 3. So we can near guarantee do that to 1. Which one that is going to be, I'm not sure yet. We're still holding. Until we see a better one. Alright, where are we on the faction right now? We're getting to the point where Rowain's kind of falling off. Let's go change our team. What did I mention for the higher range? I mentioned Truffle Infinite Loop, and I believe Tesla build, right? Yeah. I don't know, what do I feel like running? Tesla or Truffle? Tesla or Truffle? I'll say I'm almost feeling Truffle over Tesla, even though Tesla's just so strong these days. I kind of want a little more mana accumulation on this team. I was considering this earlier, but I'm actually going to do this. Put a Leprechaun on it. For the range that we're at right now, I think this is fine. We'll find out in a second. Let's see. Oh, no. Wait, manage team. Pace. I almost did the same team again. I'm going to do it with 1 Tesla for now. If that doesn't work out, we'll go double Tesla. But I do want to test a single just to see what it ends up doing at this range. Because I think we're at 1-shot range. Yeah, there we go. That's what we want to see. Though this is the easiest fight. We might not actually be at one-shot range. It's just a super easy fight that always goes down. Yeah, let's see if we're at one-shot range or not. Yeah, that's what you want to see. Alright, this should be fine. Eventually we're going to need double shot, but even then, one's kind of still fine. Because we just Leprechaun or Scare Shield or something to push it over. Either double cast Tesla or just do the Scare Shield to get the little bit extra value. You can also go Holy Saint Astra. Once she stops one-shotting, though, I don't know, maybe we'll consider adding a second. I don't want to replace Holy Saint Astra, though. I'd almost rather just get rid of Hero. Because what's Hero really doing? Just making sure we don't lose? Like, we're not going to lose. We don't need it to prevent us from losing if we're not going to have any chance of losing. So, I might just drop Hero for second Tesla. Because what are you really doing here, other than making sure we don't die? Because we don't really need that this early on, or at any point for these. At 230, even at the higher range, they're still not going to kill us. Because we start with barrier, so this is already going to be enough to mitigate it. Oh no, revive. You don't have a backup plan to that other than just taking mana from the board. Go, go, go. Yeah, we don't have much counterplay to revive. I guess we could have our hero have stun, but it's very unlikely we'd get stun off quick enough. We'll put on the yellow book defend team. Yeah, I wonder if it will get used on defend a lot, or if it's mostly just going to be an offense option. I feel like the AI won't use Hourglass Gems even remotely correctly, though. Because you have to stagger them, and the AI is not going to stagger them. The AI might just leave them on the board. I personally feel like the AI is going to be really bad with it, but it might be good for getting a loop going. So it might still be fine. I just feel like there's going to be a lot of times where the AI is just going to leave Hourglass Gems on the board and not prioritize them. Because it doesn't see it as an extra turn like it does a 4 times or a 5 times pair. Like, it doesn't see a yellow Hourglass yellow as an extra turn. I don't think it does. I haven't messed around with it enough to really see, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't see a yellow Hourglass yellow as an extra turn. Even though it is. And even if it does, there'd be a lot of instances where you wouldn't want to take it from the board. If you have a better board control. Like if you have Thrall ready to go, but you have an Hourglass Gem on the board. You wouldn't want to take that Hourglass Gem, you'd want to leave it there and cast a Thrall to hit it. Or your Bork, or whatever else you're running with it. You don't like teams without Hero? There used to be a meta in this game where Hero was never ran. But then they buffed Heroes like 3 times in a row, and then they became actually viable. They've given them a lot of mechanics over the years. They've given them the 3 unique traits when they end up all getting the initial hero class. They end up getting them 7 additional traits. They give all of them a unique weapon. That's a little bit less relevant, though. What else? Wasn't there one other big buff? I guess that was most of them. I just sworn there was like one other thing they did. Other than the extra level up stats that you constantly get for them as well, making them even stronger. Hero has the highest base stats of anything. Even of mythics, even of boss troops. The amount of stats you accumulate over time makes your hero slightly higher in overall stats. Not by much, but by a few percent. Yeah, you have to use hero to max out all the classes. It is one annoying thing that you have to do throughout the progression of Gems of War. Once they're finally all maxed, it's really nice though. Then you can start playing the game. It's kind of like in a standard MMO where you have to like get all your skills to max in order to start playing the game. Gems of War is that way with hero class maxing. And I've still been doing that on the side for Old School RuneScape as well. Because you can't start playing the game until you max. And Gems of War is pretty similar. Like, yes, obviously you're still playing the game and having fun, but you can't truly play Gems of War until you have every class maxed. Otherwise, you're always having to slot your hero on random teams just to try to get an XP. But once you finally have it maxed, you can simply just use what the strongest hero class is for the given instance rather than whatever you need XP on. Yeah, 2 sigils left. Might just leave those there for now and save them for tomorrow. Because obviously we still have 2 more whole days of doing this regardless of if we do them now or not. I still have to wait for the sigils that we get tomorrow and Sunday. And we'll leave that there for now at the 1:30. And yeah, we'll run a Tesla team the rest of the time then. Might as well. Alright, so let's go take out all the other stuff now. What do we have for adventure board? Anything good? No, okay, we don't have an adventure board today unless this tells me to. No! Boo. We got like the worst adventure board ever and it wants me to go do adventure board. That's different for everyone too. So that means other people didn't have to do this. But oh well. This is one of the worst adventure boards we've ever had to be forced to take. A little unfortunate. Also, I would love to have a turn. What even just happened? I was just trying to spam my ability and then he took like 1,000 turns. Oh, we just had 555 mastery. Now it's 556. I didn't even notice the nice clean 5s. You know how long it's going to be until we get 666? Though we will actually eventually have it. Give it like 300 more levels in like 2026 and we will have 666 purple mastery. Obviously no rush in getting there. But at some point we will. Technically, we might already have it on the other screen. How much mastery do we get through other things? Because that only counts our hero mastery. It doesn't count all the other ones. Oh, what are we at right now? Wait, that's not where you check. Oh, wait, we have way more. Wait, we have 826. Yeah, a little overshooting there. Just a little. Just ever so slightly. Just a little bit. I say you grinded Shaman from 93 to 100. Almost slipped into a coma. Yeah, it takes forever. Even the quickest rates in the game are still pretty slow. The quickest rate you can get is about... Yeah, it's about 6 per minute from PvP. Which is, what, 360 XP an hour? But that's not realistic to keep and maintain. It's a lot closer to, like, 4. But there are methods that can hit 6. The PvP method, and if you can get quick enough and explore, you can hit like 4 or 5 a minute. But that's only with the most efficient methods available. Vault is probably faster. Yeah, Vault is pretty quick if you have one-shot method for it. That does require Diamantina, though. Unless you're going to go 2-shot, but 2-shot is slightly slower. Alright, we did that, we did that. We got our EXP booster, which I might just be stalling for the next day. That's what they're there for, to stall. There's a redeem code on our level up thingy. Let's go clear out dungeons. Nice. Possibly nice. Nice. Oh, you know what time it is? A genuine guess that door. We haven't had one of these in like 3 weeks now. I know we just did one the other day, but that wasn't an actual guess the door. It was just us doing one for the 4 instead of the 3. But it's time to play Guess That Door. There we go. Anyways, 4, 5, or 6, you guys know the drill. Let's see. 5 and 6. See if we hand out an extra code. They don't have too many extra codes, so it'll probably just be us handing out the code. Because I'm actually starting to run a little low on codes. Plus, we need to save some for Halloween and stuff. So we do have the special Halloween code to give out. The one with the pet in it. What we do now on the night of Halloween. Also, we're getting the in-game version of it this Wednesday, too. The pet I'll be handing out is different than this. The one I'm handing out is from 2018. This is the 2023 one. But yeah, 4 days, 6 hours, you can get the in-game version of the Halloween pet this year. Alright, while we're waiting on that, let's go do our fights. Let's see. Let's do these 2 fights, not with that team. Once we finish out these 2 fights, we'll see where the poll is at. And then we'll pick our room. You just got back. You're looking for a carpet cleaner. I would assume those would be kind of pricey. It's one of those like really niche services, and because of that, they'll like charge so much more. I feel like the more niche a service you need is, the more it'll cost. Yeah, PvP is how I did most of my level grind. I wouldn't say most, but a good number of it. And just because it's the quickest method, or at least at the time. There are a few other alternatives these days that you could do. Like opening vault keys now that they're so common. Because those, I believe, are 2 XP each. As well as just the plethora of dailies and weeklies we get that are super quick kill at the lower range. Like pet battles and such. But the most consistent one that you can always do is just the PvP method, even to this day. Like, the meta for it hasn't even changed. Well, the team that you would run for it has changed, but the, you know, the meta for where you would get class XP hasn't really changed, which is PvP. It's just the best infinite version for it. There's even something like Vault Keys quick kill. You eventually run out of Vault Keys, of course. Currently, 5 is winning by a lot, so you know what? We're going to click 5, even though I want to click 4. But 5's winning, so we're going to go 5. It was 4. I knew it! No! We should have stuck with 4. Oh no! We lost our 120 Dragonite. Always go 4. We didn't get it. We'll still have the code in a little bit, though. Unfortunate. I need those Dragonites, too. We might need them for 7.3. Whatever 7.3 is, apparently it's a big patch. Big enough that they might actually be starting to cover preview videos again. You really know it's a big patch if they're covering preview videos again. Because even though they kind of stopped doing them, they still have technically done a preview video for some of the like absolute biggest patches we've ever had. Even for Nomapaloozas, we technically had a preview video for it to some degree. But they did it for Treasure Map, for Guild Wars, for traits, for Mythics, and for whatever's in 7.3. Anyways, we did that, We'll do the rest of those tomorrow. I guess the main thing we have then is Underspire. Let's go do some Underspire. So we are currently stepping into the... Oh, no, we're not. We're currently trying to find the door for the 4th section. We have not stepped into it yet. Still stuck with the True Damage Medusa team, though. Yeah, Exile chests give Dragonite and Ritz. It's a pretty small amount, though. And there's no way to really farm those chests. You just get some randomly as you're leveling up. Which I guess technically you can farm them by leveling up, but you know what I mean. Like, they're not something you can get infinitely. There's a pretty finite amount you can ever get. And the amount that you get from them is pretty small. Like, it's helpful, but very small amount. Compared to the totals you need across the entire game. Like, it helps fill your stacks, but it doesn't... Like, it's not a primary mean of accumulating them for sure. But it does help. You know what? I'm going to go down the double path route. Given that we have so few routes here, I feel like the double path will be better for us. So we're going to go over here and see what's over here. So I'm so used to having potion effects. It feels really weird not having potion effects. Because these days, we almost play more modes where we have it than don't have it. And now when we don't have it, it just feels so slow not having that burst of mana right at the start. Especially after having just done billions of battles while having it. Oh, don't die to that Death Mark. Okay, good. Immediate cleanse. Love to see it. Right, let me go for Ayali first. He doesn't have a skull there. So he'll do whatever. We can take that skull, but we're just going to ignore it. Though I probably should have to kill him out just in case, but... He random skulled it for us. Oh, you too have Death Mark? Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. It's not like we're playing Underworld. If we die here, it doesn't carry over. Alright, that's a dead end. That does not give me confidence, but I'm still going to keep going. But that definitely does not give confidence. We have a Basilisk, not much we could do with it. We have green and yellow, not much we could do with it. We'll just take that for now. He'll do whatever. We'll take that because why not? He took my mana away. We need green or yellow. You know what? We'll take that and give him another skull so like he can hit that hard. Somehow that's not full mana. Ooh, an Hourglass Gem. He took it from a 4x match. Actually, in those situations, if you see a pair like that, a 4x into an Hourglass, you should actually take it as a 3x. The reason for this is you still have a chance to surge it for double mana. So since you're automatically getting a turn anyways, whenever you see a 4x Hourglass, you should always take it as a 3x instead, as you have a small chance of getting more mana from it. Whereas if you do it the other way around, there's a 100% chance you will not surge. Whereas if you take the 3-pair, there will be about a 60-something% chance, depending on what your surge chance is. So you should always take an Hourglass as a 3, rather than a 4 if you have the option to. If you have an option to take a 5, then you can still do the 5. But if you have an option to take a 4 or 3, you should always take it as a 3. Though the AI doesn't know that, so it always takes as a 4. He's just prioritizing simply taking the extra turn rather than the Hourglass Gem. Alright, how do we feel about this? It's gonna go there, then there. How off is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That could be it. That actually can be it. You've been using the Diamantina team? Nice. Yeah, the only problem with doing it at this exact range... Oh, wait, never mind. We can't even use it for this mode, right? I think we were talking about the other mode. Because, okay, even at this mode, we would need double cast Diamantina to kill. But right now, we need like 1 billion Aureales. Bet it gets there. Eventually. I was gonna say, that's gonna get a kill on us, isn't it? Yep. That would be the kill. Oh, he's asking about a PvP team. Never mind. I didn't see that. No! Well, there's only 1 path left. Oh, that's sad. Oh, we wasted a bunch of torches there. Actually, not that many. It looks like we wasted a lot. We actually only wasted 4 torches. There's still 4 more than we'd want to, but it's not too many. You see the skull there. Don't really need it, though. Hey, still got a skull. I get the Marilith rolling. Good old Marilith. Marilith and Takaraki. I have no clue why. I love saying their names. They're like my 2 favorite troop names in the entire game. Hey, we got the Assassin insta-kill. This is the first one this stream. Oh gosh, another multi-path. Also, I didn't buy the torches yet today. Let me go grab them. I was wondering why our torch count seems so low already. Despite feeling like we never did any battles yet. That's because I didn't buy them yet. That would help. Hey, we'll focus there, that's fine. Not much we can do about it. Now we got 2 paths, a 104 and a 103. I'm taking the 104. Does one-off theory still work? No. I'm still gonna take it. You should probably take that red first. I'd rather have Marilith having mana than that one weapon. Oh, come on. We had 3 chances there. Not a single one landed. Ooh, an Hourglass. Ooh, an Hourglass into a Marilith, into an extra turn, into a kill. Oh, we would have got an extra turn there regardless, off the board. Oh, come on. Another double? Wait, that's too deep. 1, 2, 3... that's a trap. That's a double dead end. It's a trap. Alright, I'll take that one over. Oh, I left something there. Doesn't really matter. We got full Marilith out of it. Ooh, Submerge. This team doesn't have much counterplay to Submerge, other than whack it. I guess that was enough counterplay. I guess that's why Basilisk exists on this team. I put it there for a reason. Haven't really been using it much. But Submerge is one of those things. Oh, I missed Archer turn. At least we got all the red we needed for Marilith. The good old Marilith. Kinda want to take the extra turn from the corner, but we already have full mana, so we're just gonna ignore it. And now we get to claim it. And let's match. Alright, it should be guaranteed room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there should be a... I think at 100% rate, because I'm almost guaranteed. It doesn't always work, but the other side should be double dead end. So this should be boss room. There is a small chance it isn't, but this should be boss room. And it is... boss room! There we go. And it should be for silver as well. And by should, I mean definitely is. I get a free red, love to see it. Get a free purple that I don't even need, sure. I guess take a yellow. For a red extra turn, or any extra turn really. And I just keep clicking Marilith until they're dead. And obviously Uriali to cast. Marilith for the mana. And one thing we're barely even utilizing, Uriali does have resummon on casts. Haven't really needed it yet, but we might later on. Oh, so doesn't it boost based on Nagas? Boosted by Naga. Oh, and undead allies. I forgot. Also undead. I knew it boosted from Naga. I forgot about the undead part. I'm gonna take this blue and hope for red from Sky. Didn't get it. Wasn't worth it. Just take the yellow. Let me just get that to full mana. The red's not working out for us. I'll grab all that. Go to Uriali. Not even pay attention if there's an extra turn because it's quicker to let the AI take it for us. Another Marilith. Whoever let me take a turn. It's Goblin team, but it's not really Goblin loop team. And dead. I didn't even need it. Skull got him. Alright, 4 more torches. Could be enough to step into the door, but not really do much beyond that. Oh, did we ever hand out the second code yet? Let me go do that now, right now. I was going to do it when we handed out the code, but unfortunately... I mean, not when we handed out the code, when we did the Palooza. I mean, I will eventually say the right thing. When we did the dungeon, but we got the wrong room. But there you guys go. Enjoy! And that'll be the last one for now. Till tomorrow night. And I will be doing a midday stream tomorrow for Moonstone Island. Still trying to complete out that game. We're technically done with the game, but there's a lot of completionist stuff, and I actually do want to do it for once. Haven't done it for a game in a while, so... we're gonna go through everything. Plus, they have a Halloween event next weekend. Which makes sense, because we're basically a witch in that game. Technically an alchemist, but, you know, same difference. We literally ride a broom, create random potions in a cauldron. We're basically a witch. Let's see. I'll take that over. I'll grab... why is this board so bad? I'll take that, I guess. Trying to get this Hourglass gem in any way we can use it. No, the Hourglass gem, come back! You always like the video every time we hand out a code. Greatly appreciated. That means there should be a like on every single one, because we always hand out code. Well, except for like the very rare streams where we either don't have any or forget to. Though I am going to run out by the end of this month at the rate that we're burning through them, so I might need to go through them a little slower. Because obviously we're going to hand out at least a few on Halloween. I need enough to last into the beginning of the month. Also need her to hopefully give us some special ones for our birthday. Very early on in the month. So I'll need to start pestering her like before October's over. Just to make sure we get the codes in time. You hit it once for the code and then again for the second code? Oh no. I think I missed what he was saying. Wait, did I? Let's see. Oh, because you hit it twice? That's funny. Oh, then we need to start handing out only one code then. Don't make me cut it in half. Because we used to for the longest while, but she's been giving me so many codes that I basically have to hand out like 2 most streams. As long as the number is that higher amount, we will. It'll be impossible for us to do 3 with how many we're currently getting. Will I wear the upcoming pet? Oh yeah, I'll wear the upcoming pet that we're getting. Yeah, we're getting a new pet in 4 days and some hours. 4 days and 5 hours we're getting this little guy. But yeah, we'll wear it. And change our appearance to the Halloween, last year's Halloween armor. Until we get this year's Halloween armor. Because I'm not going to have this year's Halloween armor until, actually, Halloween itself, right? Because the event starts, I believe, on... Oh, wait, no. Oh, I just realized. Because the event's not starting on the 23rd. It's starting on the 30th now, I believe. Or whenever they delayed it to. I think it says in-game right over here. Now that they delayed it for 9 days... Yeah, I'm not going to be able to have the new Halloween outfit for Halloween. You'd have to spend a bunch of gems to do it. Because it got delayed by a week. And in doing so, it's not possible with the default amount of gems to actually get the Halloween outfit in time. That's unfortunate. I'm pretty sure they didn't do that deliberately to try to get people to spend gems. It was just because it got delayed by a week that it happened that way. Because the patch had to be pushed back a week, the one that we're getting next week's Tuesday most likely. But yeah, we're just going to have to use it last year's Halloween outfit then. Which is this one right over here. Actually, I might as well switch to it now. Where is it? Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. There it is, the witch's outfit. I might as well change it right now. If I could find it. Spring armor, summer, winter, witch. There we go. Yeah, I'll change the pet when it comes around to that time. I don't know, which one of these look better for witch? I don't know, elf kind of looks pretty witchy. Lapina kind of works pretty well for it too. Oh yeah, hairstyle does nothing here. What does that do? We'll go with that one. Yeah, something like that. Let's see. Do you want to save? Yes. There we go. Witch's outfit. Success. And we'll change the pet when it comes there. Let's just change to something else festive. We have a billion different ones. Wait. We go find a Halloween pet. Do we have like a cool little pumpkin? Gotta have a cool pumpkin by now. Cool pumpkin. Cool pumpkin. I don't think if I type in Halloween, if it'll bring up all the Halloween ones. I look up on a third-party resource and try to find it that way. Try to find a pumpkin or something. Big spider. Oh, I never upgraded the other guy. Let me go do that. I didn't even realize that. Wait, I didn't even upgrade the one we got this week. We got it, and then I proceeded to not upgrade it. Whoops. Yeah, we got that on Monday. And now we're upgrading on Friday. A few days late. I don't know. Where are all the cool Halloween ones? About the weirdest tree. There we go. It doesn't fit on my shoulder that well, though. I need a bird. Here, you just sit there. Put a little dragon on it for now. I'm not sure where all the Halloween ones are. I'm pretty sure this one would have been right. No, this is normal Zolkiri pet. I have no clue where all the Halloween ones are in this mess. There should be like 5 of them here. Hey, do we not have like a jack-o'-lantern looking pet? Because that's what I was looking for. Got a fiery skull. It's not quite a jack-o'-lantern. Got a fireball and a fire fox. As well as a fireball that's named like a fox. Got a skeleton thingy. Yeah, I don't think we have a jack-o'-lantern looking pet. I'm actually surprised with how many random ones they have that they haven't done a jack-o'-lantern yet. Anyways, guys, I'm going to be heading out for now. We'll be back tomorrow, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 hour prior to now tomorrow. Aside from that, we'll be finishing out all the events and everything. During the day, we'll be doing Moonstone Island, where we'll continue being a witch, I guess. And we'll go from there. Anyways, guys, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Stay safe out there, and I'll catch you guys soon. Goodbye, everyone. But thanks for watching.